Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. In the last couple of days, HBO Max released a new film titled The Little Things. This stars three Oscar-winning actors, Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. This is the fourth 2021 release that I have seen, and from those past three movies that I've seen, they haven't been great. They haven't even been above average for me, or even average at all. They've been well below it. Can this one change it? Let's go and find out. So, The Little Things follows Deputy Sheriff Joe Deacon, who joins forces with Sergeant Jim Baxter to search for a serial killer who's terrorizing Los Angeles. As they track the culprit, Baxter is unaware that the investigation is dredging up echoes of Deke's past, uncovering disturbing secrets that could threaten more than his case. Yeah, so as I mentioned, we have a great cast here, and maybe a basic but always a good, fun plot. At the time of filming, The Little Things has 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, making it a rotten score, also having a 64% audience score. As I said, this movie came out a couple of days ago, so the IMDb rating is very much going to change, but as of filming, it currently has a 6.4. I didn't let those early reviews get in the way of my experience, so I kind of went into it with an open mind, hoping they'd do well, especially with this cast. But did it? That's the question. Now onto my pros. So as I expected, our individual performances from our three leads, the three Oscar-winning actors, Jared Leto, Denzel Washington, and Rami Malek, were all good. They were very solid. Jared Leto being over the top as you would predict, but still, he was good being over the top. Rami Malek, he was good as well, but had some limitations with the way his character was written. Denzel Washington was great. His character story was the most interesting thing in this movie, I found. More interesting than the main plot, but I'll get onto that later. This movie does some unexpected things. It takes some twists, which genuinely surprised me, and at points I didn't expect them to go in those certain directions, but obviously they did. Not all surprising twists make a movie better, so we'll talk about that in the cons. The potential for this movie to succeed is right in front of you. As I said, we have great actors, an interesting plot, an interesting synopsis on paper, but the plot lets itself down and this movie falls very flat for me. The movie itself, it's quite uninteresting and dull. The plot progresses at quite a slow rate and then it all kicks off at the end. It takes a while to get going, and by the time it does, I don't really care about what happens. It made me lose interest and the quality wasn't that great. As I mentioned, the cast were good, but the key word I mentioned in my pros was individual. All three of the actors did a good job, but together something didn't really merge as well as it should have. I think that's how the characters were written. Rami Malek's character didn't get much to do to make him seem too interesting and very likable. His chemistry with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto, it wasn't as fluid as I thought it would be. It was a bit off at times. Although Leto's performance was good, over the top but good, his character was a bit cartoonish at times. But straight up with Denzel Washington's character, I said he had an interesting story to him, and as well as Washington giving a really good performance. But because they prioritized the main plot line for obvious reasons, we didn't get to see as much of his interesting story that was teased. And I mentioned this was full of twists, unexpected turns, but some of them, once those twists happened, the rest of the movie was a bit predictable at points because it became quite cliche and generic. There's a certain genre for this movie, and probably a lot of people haven't seen something like this, but me watching it, it felt a lot like a bit of a rip-off of Seven, especially that final act. I couldn't believe how much of it, identical it was if you compare them side to side. Seven's twists, they felt earned. This one, not so much. I wasn't as interested as the rest of the movie wasn't consistent. Maybe if they dropped some of those predictable plot lines in exchange for more development on Denzel Washington's storyline, then could have been a better movie. But frankly, It's a storyline that I've seen before, and I don't think it was executed as well as it could have been. So I thought The Little Things had all the tools at its disposal to be the best movie I've seen this year so far. Obviously there's not much competition, but it's not. At the moment of filming, my highest rated movie of 2021 is Batman Soul of the Dragon, which only had a 59%. The other two are in the 40s. This one is in the 50s. I'm going to give it a 57%, but as I've mentioned many times in my 2021 reviews, my average mark for a movie is around 66%, and all these movies have been quite a bit below it, so we're yet to have an average movie. They've all been disappointing, but that's what you normally get in January, so I'm not scared about what kind of content we're getting for the rest of the year. But yeah, anyways, that's my rating overall, 57%. Let me know what your rating for this movie would be, and if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. That would really mean a lot, especially going ahead with the next few months. I'll have a video out as soon as possible after this one explaining some things about my channel. But yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you in my next one.